up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I did, took a long vacation, no doubt left man of them mad. Gone, I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man pad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I did, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I did, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I did, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I did, took a long vacation, no doubt left man of them mad. Gone, I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man pad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
Phone started jumping, what a day. Swear to God I need it, now I can't afford to wait. I just had a fan hit me up from Kuwait. Told him this would happen and we not a minute late. Seen him down bad, now they tryna hate. Same one shot to hit me for the raise. Got a mail, now they coming with a blaze. Check the numbers, fam, I swear I'm getting paid. I'm a don just like the Perrier. It's one time when I'm looking at a face. On the low like I'm pushing up the bass. Told him come down and I'll meet him at a gate. Got a check and I bought myself a place. They get some money and they blow it on bait. I don't flex but I'm pushing all the weight. Told them all I swear I got is what it takes.
All right, alphas. We're going to be starting real soon. Get ready. All right, let's get that music turned down a little bit. Get the game volume turned up. All right, everybody. Welcome back to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live in NYX. That's right. And I'm going to get some adjustments done for you guys here. I like to get smoothing turned up just a little bit. And we are back in NYX tonight. And I'm going to get some armor on. We're going to do a little shopping. And then we're going to go take the Golem out and see if we can break some rocks. So first is first. Let's go ahead and get some armor on. I like to run around in something a little bit I had my little outfit picked out last time that I really liked, so that's what we're going to do. And, you know, the PTU seems to be running a little better now, so. So step one, we're going to grab some goodies for our Golem. And we'll start out in the Golem before we take the mole out tonight. So I'm just going to get armored up here. I recopied my account out to the PTU, so that's why things look the way they look. Yeah, let's get some. And are the arms all in the same place? Nope, those are not it. How about these? There we go. And then there's one helmet I'm looking for. So anyway, if you're just joining us, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech tonight. We are live in NYX. We're going to go bust some rocks in the Golem, start the night out right. It's been a long time since I've been in the Golem. But I wanted to give it a shot because it's got a unique laser head on it. We're going to outfit it a little ways here. And now, last but not least, I need a backpack that can handle the load here. I like to carry some stuff with me. There we go. That'll work. And let's just make sure we have a few things. I always like to have a pyro multi-tool on me, and maybe for some reason, sometimes the medical stuff shows up under weapons. We're not going to be needing that tonight. All right. So we are in NYX. And if you haven't seen NYX yet, it is gorgeous. They've done a really good job. The performance when they first came out in the PTU was not so great. But it is good now. So I wanted to welcome everybody. I'm really glad to have all of you with me tonight. I'm learning NYX just like you. We're sitting out here in the PTU, so we're going to go down to customs here. And let me get rid of that QR code. That is taking up way too much screen real estate. Don't hold the performance against me. It's just it's NYX. So not optimized yet, but I'll tell you it's much better than it was. All right, we're gonna get on the central lift here and we're gonna go down to level 3. For those who don't know, this tells you exactly what's what. I want to go down to the refinery. I'm looking for a Riger and a Focus tonight for our Golem, trying to get all that figured out. And if you're joining us tonight, let me know how things are. All right. That is some popular armor that guy has on. Sweet armor, bro. Loving it.
We should be having a parley with them. They're not like this. They're not like this. Can't just sit them down and have a conversation.
All right, we're going to head down to level 3, sub-level 3 here in Levski. And there we are. Okay. And I just want to make sure we have some mining modules to go do what we can do. And yeah, you can see things are... Things are a little laggy, but that's all right. All right, let's throw a focus. So I want to focus 3, which we can buy out here. And I'm just spending PTU money, by the way, just so everybody knows. And then I'm going to put a Riger on there as well, if we can spell it correctly. There we go. So we'll throw a Riger C3 on there as well, buy 2 of those. All right. And Stickman, welcome to the stream, my friend. Yeah, that first, like when they first put the PTU out to wave 1, I hopped in and I seriously thought I was having like a machine problem. And so what I did is I hopped back into the PU and I'm like, nope, my machine's fine. The PTU was pushing my machine, a 9950X 3D with an RTX 5090. So, you know, pretty good hardware, right? About the best you can get out there right now. And I was in 15 FPS. 15. And now it's better for sure. So welcome to the stream, Stickman. Glad to have you on board, my friend. They released a patch, I believe, on Friday that really fixed some of the performance issues. It's not perfect, but I was thinking about trying TSR in this deal to see if we can make it run a little better, but I'm pretty happy with where we're at right now. All right, we're just waiting for the elevator here. No buttons to push. You just wait. That one's on its way up. This one's here now. Okay. You know what? I think I need to go buy some gadgets as well real quick. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to throw... I think what we're going to do is we're going to throw a couple of gadgets. They don't have the... we're missing one of them here. It's the Optimax. So I'm going to throw a Bormax in the backpack. I'll throw 2 of those. No, not 5. Not 11. There we go. Just 2. And let's go ahead and throw a Sabir back there as well. You know, that one kind of helps with the resistance a little bit. All right. And then last but not least, can't leave home without the cruise. So the universe's version of Rockstar, I guess. And just so I'm clear, Rockstar does not sponsor this video nor approve of my using their name in my stream, I'm sure. All right, so now we got everything we need, and we should be good to go here. Really excited about NYX. It's really beautiful, well done, totally different atmosphere from Pyro. And this is what keeps me coming back to Star Citizen year after year, decade after decade now, I guess. Been back in this thing since 2014, and I took a break for a while from it. I was just a little frustrated with the lack of playability, but it looks like we're in a better spot now. So we want to go to level 1. I kind of gone out and floated around and shown you guys around NYX on the previous stream, so I'm not going to do that this time. I'd really like to get down to level 1, get the Golem out, get it outfitted. Okay, sub-level 1, and we'll go back through customs here. And this is where the hangars are. So many people wandering around, though. So many people in the PTU. And everybody's wearing the Palatino armor. What's up with that? All right. Back to the hangar, and then we'll get the old Golem outfitted here. Not running any A-grade components. We're going to run the stock mining head on this bad boy for now and give that a try tonight. All right. Let's go ahead and get the Golem called up. If I remember correctly, you can put 2 modules, and keep in mind, guys, be patient with me. It's been a long time. Yep, I was right. Okay, so we'll put a focus on there and a Ryger C3. So the focus will increase that optimal window, and the Ryger will help increase the laser power, because we do lose a little bit. We lose 5% on the Focus 3, but and this is pretty close to what I run on a Hofstad back on the Mole. So let's go and let's go do some mining. Let's see what the universe out here in NYX has to offer. But it is the little things out here in the verse, like the backpack here. Just the little details on the armor. The wear and tear. I don't know of any other game that really comes close to this in terms of just the sheer level of detail that they offer. Like you can see the stitching right here. And I do have a multi-tool on me, right? No module though. Let's see if we can throw a just in case. Let's see if we can throw a utility. Nope. True hold. There we go. Also carry a cambio too. All right, let's go load up in the Golem. I got my favorite paint on that thing at the moment, so we'll go do that. And if you guys are online watching tonight, don't be shy. Say something in chat. Let me know you're around. I'll give you a shout out on the stream. Oh yeah, love this one. This is such a great. The nice paint. All right, let's get the Golem called out here. Get her warmed up. Make sure she's all fueled up. We're not running anything crazy. There she is. Apparently the lights don't work. Probably one of the coolest animations in Star Citizen when that mining head deploys. I think we're running the Pitman. All right, let's go ahead and get out of mining mode here. Oh wow, something terrible just happened. The Golem is such a great starter mining ship, really maneuverable. And the nice thing about this ship is you can mine anywhere in any environment. You know, like the Prospector, it has the, you know, you stay in the pilot seat as you mine. Very maneuverable. Decent range. Good speed. And look how beautiful it is out in NYX tonight. Wow. Unbelievable. You guys like my live stream tonight? Do me a favor, give me a thumbs up. And if you like my content, consider becoming an alpha and subscribing to the channel. Join the community. Got my Discord link in the description. All right, we're gonna go ahead and get the shields off and accelerate. I don't think there's even a destination we can go to yet, really. Let me see here. Yeah, we got Levski right there, and that is pretty much, you got the gateways, and that's pretty much the universe at the moment. Oh yeah, she's got some good speed at 900. So we'll go look and see if we can find anything here. Beautiful ship though. Really well done. The Drake products don't have the sexiness of the Origin stuff, but All right, let me get slowed down here, and I'm going to make one change in the UI. Let's see, game settings. I would like to have the... All right, I'm going to change the HUD over real quick. I thought it was right up in here. Let's see here. Okay, there we go. Advanced HUD, advanced HUD. There we go. And then we'll go up here and we'll turn it on over here as well. And get that advanced HUD turned on. There we go. Can't operate without that. Make sure we don't run into anything here. And getting pretty decent performance now in the PTU in comparison to where it was. You know, Stickman was saying he was getting single digit FPS and so was I. And it didn't matter what kind of machine you were on. None of that really mattered. Okay, let's go ahead and get into scanning mode now. And see what we can see out here. I'm gonna not sure why I'm hearing that comms channel.
I'm really sorry, but I thought you would have taken off by now. I'm gonna have to cancel your launch.
All right, let's go see what we can see here. We'll try some mining in the old Golem, see how she does. Just love the paint, the amount of detail on this particular ship. And let me get out of this real quick. Get into comm, see if I can get that to... Yep, I'm not in there anymore. Okay. And we got a couple of signatures out there to check out, so... All right, and there is our asteroid there. Get in a coupled mode here. And that, my friends, is, it says, is a Q-type. Interesting. (104 SCUs). Mass is about 10. Nothing to see here. Let's keep on trucking. Okay, an 1850 out this direction. They did such a nice job here in NYX. Just beautiful. Okay, let's put the brakes on. We got an M-type we can go scan over here.
Fly safe, okay? Not to be all authority figure on
So lindinum, this is a new thing out here, and torite. Very interesting. And what do we got here on resistance? Not putting any power into that. Let me get out of the sun here so I can see my HUD a little better. So resistance is at 61%. Yikes. Well, luckily for me, I have that resistance might be a little much, but I think I have something on board that might help out a little bit. So let's give it a try. Maybe a severe helps, maybe not. We'll find out. Oh. Been a long time since I've been out belt mining. And what happened to my... It went back into inventory. Isn't that great? Okay. All right, it's upside down, but that'll work. Whatever. Okay, so our waveform's already at 66%. Probably gonna end up having to put this thing somewhere else on the rock. All right, let's detach and try another spot. I love it when that happens. Okay, let's try this one. All right, we're at 92%. That's a little better, huh? And off we go back to the, let's see if that helps at all. And if not, we'll go detach and find something else to break. I'm with you, Stickman. NYX is looking beautiful. So now the resistance is down to 30%. Let's see if that helps at all. Oh, yep, it helped too much. Yikes. Well, now we know the Sabir works out well for us.
You're free to launch.
All right, let's find something else since we just blew that one up. That's another nice thing about the Golem versus the Mole. If you overcharge a rock in a really horrible way, you can back up quick. So before the Sabir, it was full power and it wouldn't even move it. After the Sabir, we blow it up. And I may end up alt-4ing out real quick to get rid of that that ATC chatter. But I'm going to keep on pressing along here for just a moment. I mean, that is just amazing. Gorgeous. Look at this. Anyway, back to the Drake versus the Origin stuff. You know, Drake, obviously not nearly as refined. You can kind of tell it's more on to cater towards the industrial crowd instead of the luxury crowd, etc., etc. But it seems like they put a lot more detail into the Drake stuff that they built out. So all right, let's see what we got here. Another M-type. See if we can get this thing to scan out for us.
Hangars open and the flight path clear. Go ahead and launch.
Yeah, it's not scanning out unfortunately.
And the flight path clear. Go ahead and launch. Hangars
So I don't think there's much we can do about that. Okay, let's keep looking.
down and launch. Landing complete. You're free to launch. You're free to launch, okay? You're free to launch. You're free to launch. You're clear to take
Okay, getting tired of that. Let me alt F4 out and come back in real quick. And I do have another Sabir in the backpack, so we'll be able to plant one of those on there if we need it. You know, if anybody's found market prices for these new materials that they've introduced us to in NYX, let me know. I haven't seen anything. I was checking Regolith, I think earlier today, and I didn't see the new materials on there yet. I was looking at their market price calculator. But I did not see any of the new stuff. So hopefully that'll get added soon so we kind of have an idea of what we're dealing with out here in NYX. And let me know how the stream quality is, guys. I want to make sure I'm not blowing you out with voice or... OBS tells me one thing, but sometimes the stream quality can be something totally different. All right, back into NYX. And I'm going to pick one day a week where I'll be live streaming and mining with the alphas out there in the community. We'll all get onto Discord together and, you know, we can mine in NYX, we can do Pyro, I can do Stanton, you know, it's whoever happens to be on the Discord at the time. And, you know, maybe we'll pick up some tips from each other. live, and then there we go, back in business now. And I don't mind for the money, I mind for the challenge. So anything we find is whoever's with me. You know, you guys can take it all home. And sometimes we'll find something big and sometimes small. Let me get chat turned off there. There we go. So I'll be announcing that day that we'll do mining with Alpha, probably Tuesday or Thursday. All right, we got ourselves another M type here. And that one's got an outline on it, so we should be able to scan here. All right, some torite. Notice this resistance. Mass is pretty small. So we're going to get the power turned all the way down here. Oh, yeah. Mass is very small on that. And we'll let the overcharge drop off here a little bit. And I have my laser power down basically at nothing. But anyway, if you know what these materials are selling for, let me know. I'm curious. I'm curious to know what the marketplace is doing with these. If you sold it, if you've mined it and sold it, say something in chat. That one's going to go pretty good. And let me know what the price is per SCU. I'm curious. And I'm going to get one more thing changed over. I just copied all my... All right, vehicles. Mining. There we go. And let's see what we got here. 100% torite. Look at that. And off we go. Scanning seems to be happening a little bit faster tonight. That one's 64%. Might need to do a break on this one, huh? Nope. There we go. Another 100% rock right there. Very nice. We'll take it. Since we're in the PTU, I'm going to do a direct ore sale on all this. I'm not going to refine it. And yeah, 15%. I think we'll leave that one as is, since we only have 32 SCU on board. All right, let's find another rock. And let me get my music started back up here. All right. I like to use the sun as this star over here as a reference point. Okay, we got two of them over here. Make sure we're in coupled mode. All right, we got two rocks here. And lindenium. That's a 7,000. Both of these are saying impossible. That's a 15, probably is. But this one's a 7. It shouldn't be. So yeah, let's give this a try. Some more torite. It's got that resistance up at 84% though, so get a little closer, see if we can even move that at all. See if we can get any power into this rock. I'm not seeing that needle move one bit right there. So let's go and get that laser turned off. And let's go do a float, shall we? That's why you always bring lots of mining gadgets. All right, let's go float over here on this side. Find a nice little spot to drop this thing on here. Hit that detach button. There we go. All right, there's our mining gadget. Let's go, and it's actually right side up this time. What a winner. All right. We gonna get any waveform accuracy? It says calibrating. Not looking great. Let's find another spot. Usually doesn't take that long just to give us a accuracy. Oh, that did not work out for us at all. However, it's saying waveform is at 57%. That's funny. Let's detach that. Try again. Okay, 52%. 87. Tell you what, when you're floating around out here, it ain't easy. Definitely not getting a good okay, we'll detach, try another spot. All right, 63. Let's see if we can improve upon that. $83, $87. There we go. There she is. All right, let's see if that helps our situation at all. Haven't spent a lot of time floating around out in the verse, but I do like this new animation where you're flat at least. All right, let's see if this Sabir helped us out a little bit. Get that resistance down. Get the laser. Let's get the laser. We learned from last time, so let's get the laser power turned down to nothing. And it appears as though I don't have any lights. So now resistance is down to 42%. Instead of impossible, it's saying hard. So that is a good sign. So we're going to bring this power level up nice and easy. And there we go. Look at that. I got to tell you, the Pitman is just impressive. The power curve on it, not so great, but the amount of power you get out of this thing is pretty good for a stock laser. The other nice thing about being the pilot is you can back it off to just modulate that power exactly the way you want it. So you can use your mouse to change the charge level, but you can also move your ship around. Very cool. Almost makes me want to start mining in a Golem or a Prospector all the time. But all right, let's get into extraction mode and find out what we got here. Okay, that's a nice rock. We'll take it. Not a lot of inert material in this current run. I'm sure we're about to change that. Look how gorgeous it is out in NYX though. Wow. What a nice job. If you look closely, you'll see some of these bigger rocks kind of turning, rotating. All right, we're getting down on cargo, so I'm going to be a little bit more picky here. So 50 and 30. 47.33. 47.25. That's a pretty good one right there. All right. And if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live out in NYX. Yes. Where performance is actually not horrible anymore. Okay, we'll just we'll fill up the hold on that one right there. Okay, and then let's go ahead and get out of mining mode and head back to Levski here. Let's get that dialed in. And that is about as straightforward as it gets. You know, you spend some money on some mining gadgets and okay, no indicator here. Let's try this again. So we're only 100 something kilometers out. And I'm going to move a little bit here just to see if we can get past this. My oh my. All right. There's the pyro gateway. NYX. We're gonna have to do this the hard way. There we go. Right there. And we head back to the barn after a successful mining run of the new materials out here in the belt. And look at that. We're just cooking along at 1,000 meters per second. Like I said, the Golem's an impressive starter ship. Very nice. Getting 120 FPS out here in the belt, not bad. I can't complain about that. Of course, as we get closer to Levski, that's all gonna change. All right, 60 kilometers out. What we'll do is we're in the PTU, so we're just gonna go direct sale. But I do like that Pitman mining head. That's nice. How you guys doing on your Golem setups? Let me know what you're running on yours. I actually haven't flown through Levski since they did the performance update, so I'm going to give that a shot real quick. And we're just going to get our... Any of you guys using the Hull C out here, let me know. Yeah, and that FPS is dropping down a little bit. All right, we'll go ahead and get the shields up, slow down our velocity here. And I'll fly through the center here. We got some pads down here. They just did such an amazing job. And we're running everything maxed out except for photo clouds. That's on low. And this should make you Hull C guys out there happy. There's your docks. Cargo. Pretty freaking cool, honestly. Okay, let's go ahead and get a hangar. That looks like a Polaris out there, or is that an 890 jump? 890 jump. All right. Goes a Star Lancer with that cool paint. But it definitely, there is a performance penalty. We're down to 49 FPS now. Getting a little bit laggy for sure. Yeah, let's get our gear down. And we did a little bit of damage to the Golem when we exploded that rock. Overcharged it. So I'm sure we'll have a little bit of a repair bill, but we had the shields up, so no big deal. Okay, let's go park a little bit closer to where we need to be. Don't want to have to walk so far. All right, first successful mining run in NYX in the Golem. Very nice. Get the power off. And let's get our repairs and get some fuel done because we're going right back out. Oh, I guess we can't repair. Isn't that nice? Is that a feature or is that a bug? I wonder. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll get this thing stored. Oh, great. We got to claim it. Huh, isn't that funny? That is definitely another bug. That sucks. We'll just leave it on the pad. I remember this happened on my previous stream. See if it'll store for me over here. Let's try the ASOP terminal not in the hangar and see what it does. Nope, saying you gotta claim it even though it's sitting on the pad. That's nice. So busy out here. So many real players out here. When they first released this into Wave 1 P2, it seemed like there were more real players than NPCs. All right, we'll see if some if by some miracle we can refine our material. Not hopeful, but nice suit, man. All right, well, there's our Golem, and interesting. That's giving us no money for any of our material here. All right, well, let's do this way. Yeah, the material's not showing up at all. Okay, well, this must be a workaround they have. A service error. I've never seen that before at a direct ore cell. Interesting. But I'm a little concerned because the empty cargo space is not showing 32. So they got a few bugs to work out here in NYX. And I wonder what contracts we have available to us. So investigation, Vandal, tech smugglers.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Watch it, Kimosabi. Going too aggressive in that suit. Yeah, that's right.
All right. All right. Look at that. We got ourselves a fellow miner out there, El Guapo. Am I right about that? I think I am right about
I
that.
don't know what you're talking about. You got the wrong guy.
Definitely not the wrong guy.
No, I'm John Smith.
Oh, no problem. I'm Cinderella.
Sit here and act like, act like I'm not recognized. Yep, just me, John, over here working the terminal. Definitely not that Mexican character you mentioned. Okay, just going over here now.
Hey, are you able to sell any materials at the or offload anything from mining? Because everybody on my stream is watching me mess around at the ore sales, and it ain't working well.
At the ore sales, you gotta refine it. You already refined it or what?
No, because I can't store the damn ship. I try to store it and it goes to claim.
Okay, this is what you do. No. Park your ship on the pad with your ore in it or whatever it is. Exit the menu with the ship on the pad. Come back in the game. It's boom. It's there.
Gracias, El Guapo. Me and my viewers, thank you, my friend.
That cargo. Well, it's not me. It's John Smith.
Oh, well, gracias, John Smith. Thank you for the advice. We'll head.
I don't speak French. I don't speak it.
All right.
You're blowing my cover.
Love the content. Good job, my friend. Really good stuff. Thank you.
New video coming soon. I would know. I'm John Smith, though.
All right, so we're gonna follow his advice.
I can figure out how to change my voice around here. I'm getting recognized way too often.
So we're gonna follow his advice. We're gonna leave it on the pad. We're gonna go out to the menu and then come back in, and hope for the best here. Yeah, we're on sub level 2. We need to be on sub level 1. There we go. Oh, nice suit, bro. Loving the helmet. Really nice. You guys think the fix will work? Let's find out. All right, there is our beautiful golem sitting right there. And as you can see, if we go into the ASOP terminal, we got to claim it. But let's just make absolutely sure that it hasn't resolved. Yep, there it is, Drake Golem claim. And so we're going to exit out to the menu, proceed. And let's try coming back in. So we'll exit out, see if it works. And we'll just head right back in. And we'll see if our Golem is still sitting on the pad and if it's ready. Or hope maybe it'll be stored and we can just So back into the verse we go. Okay, let's run down and see. Okay, Golem is stored. All right. Let's see if we can get a refining job going here. All right, out to customs, and then we'll catch the lift. And let's see what we can see here. Kind of a pain in the ass to have to leave the game and come back, but hey, not like we haven't done it before. All right, let's head down to sub-level 3 here. So, the PTU is so busy. Oh man, I'm surprised you just didn't get murdered by the elevator, buddy. All right, let's see if we can go kick off a refinery job here. And look at that. We have ourselves a winner. All Torite and Lindinium. And by the way, if my Texas education is messing those up and I'm pronouncing them wrong, let me know. Look at that. It'll be all done in 2 hours and 57 minutes. 1869. So, okay. We're off to the races. Yeah, let's make sure we don't have anything else hanging out in the Golem that we want to sell. Nope, we got empty cargo space. And I would say that this is still a little bugged out, but whatever. Let's go ahead and grab another mining gadget. Can't leave home without them. Throw them into the backpack here. All right, let's go grab our Golem and head back out in the verse. Thanks to El Guapo for that tip. Watch those elevator doors, bro. They'll smash you. You on VoIP or am I the only sucker tonight on VoIP in game?
Sure as hell can't go on like this. Something needs to be done.
All right, we'll wait for one of these lifts and get off on the correct level. There we go. All right, and back to sub-level 2. All right, back through customs, back to the hangars. How you liking that Palatino suit, bro? Pretty cool, huh? All right, very nice. Let's get the Golem called up. And I'm just going to check the cargo. Of course, if it's like the PU, it will probably say it's empty, and then we'll get out there, and as soon as we start. As soon as we start scooping, then all of a sudden I'll find out I have 28 SUs of crap on board. That's generally how these things go. The only bad thing about, I mean, it just seems like I like the animations in the hangar, but it just does seem like it takes a long time. All right, let's go get our pretty golem. And I think I'm going to change the paint on it next time. She's still a little beat up though. I can tell by the sparks flying off these engines. A little wear and tear on the paint. All right, let's see if by some miracle I can repair here. Nope, not looking good. By the way, I wonder if this is working. No, this is all blown out too still. Okay, let's get moving.
You're clear to take off.
So we'll just have to deal with the torque imbalance for a while. There we go. So cargo's showing at 0, though it did show temporary 28 SCU. So All right, let's head back out into the belt and see what we can see out here.
Yeah, one day. Fly safe, okay?
Unlike Pyro, you're in an armistice zone when you exit the hangar. Beautiful. Gorgeous out here in NYX. All right, let's get into different SCM modes so we can get more speed here. We're going to aim a little bit different spot this time. Get our speed up. There we go. Now we're cooking. Just want to make sure our vector indicator is not pointing at any rocks. That would be bad. There we go. Gorgeous. And we'll get about 100 kilometers out and then we'll start scanning. Okay. All right, there's our first rock. Let's go see what we can see here. All right, we got a little Bexlite, but a mass at only 330, so we're going to move on. Let's see what else we got out here. 1850 and we got two 1850s, so let's check out the one at 7 out. 100% inert. Really? There we go. All right. Little torite. Okay, let's get into optimal here. We'll let that overcharge bleed off a little bit. And if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're mining out NYX in the Golem. All right, let's bring this charge level up a little bit slower this time. Try not to blow up the rock. Oh, wow. It just really... Let a little bit more of that bleed off. All right, there we go. That's probably pretty good. The pitfalls of the Pitman mining laser. All right. We'll just massage it a little bit this time, pay a little bit closer attention. Not blow up anything in our face here. There we go. And she's going to break for us now. There we go. Okay, we're going to have to do another break on that one. That should be nice and fun. Nice little shard right there. I like that. %. I don't think we're going to break that one. .42 with some inert. And we got two more that we're gonna have to crack here. Let's see what the composition looks like on this one. Well, this is not gonna be fun. So we got the laser power all the way at the bottom, and we're back out at the back side of the optimal. No way around it. We're just gonna have to get it messy here. So we got 16 SCUs out of that one. That's not terrible. This one's not going to be as good. Let's see what we ended up with here. Not a terrible rock. All right, let's go see what else we can find. All right, let's get some music turned back on here. And we're just doing some chill mining out here in NYX tonight in the PTU. Got a few bugs to deal with, but overall not terrible. It's been worse. We've had a lot worse releases than this, that's for sure. Got ourselves a P-type here, huh? Okay. Uh-oh. That's never a good sign. But it is the PTU. All right, and back we go. Yeah, we should end up back on our Golem back out in the belt. The pitfalls of the PTU. Gotta love it. Hopefully we didn't smash into that rock. Looks like there's a lot of people that got booted out. And if you're just joining us tonight, welcome to Alpha Infinity Tech. We're live on the rocks out in NYX in the 4.4 PTU. And things are a little buggy, but that's all right. It's all good. Things have actually improved quite a bit since they released the PTU to Wave 1 a couple days ago. They released a patch that really helped with the performance. I was seeing single-digit FPS out there, which is just no bueno. All right, there we go. All right. And we're going to have to pop out of the pilot seat real quick and pop back in because we can't control it. Nothing like having to zero G back into your own ship. All right. Still don't have any. Have no horizontal controls. Vertical nose up. Actually, I don't have nose down, and that's working either. We exited the ship, came back in. All right, let's Alt F4 out and I'll go back in. Hang with me, folks. The PTU is a little bit buggy still. That's all right. And we'll see if we have control of our Golem here. Let me know what you guys think about the horizontal chat up top. I'm liking it. Takes up a lot less screen real estate on the right side where I had it configured before on the chat overlay, but that's all been modified now. And while we're loading back in here, I'm going to grab another drink. I'll be right back. back. And we have control. It's the little things. All right, let's head back towards that star and see what we can see here. And I believe we have, I think we have about 20 SCU on board at the moment, so we'll figure that out in just a minute. All right, let's get scanning here. All right, what do we got? We got something worth breaking or not? Let's find out. We know it's not inert. There we go. So 51% torite. Why not? A 5100 mass rock. Get that power level all the way down. Now we're in the optimal. And we'll just take it up nice and easy and we'll bring up these power levels nice and slow. Look at that beautiful golem. Really like it. All right. We'll get a little closer to pump a little more energy in there. Oh, and there's that Pitman again. We're being Pitmaned. All right. And she's going to break on us now. Beautiful shot right there, though. All right. And we don't have a ton of cargo left, so I'm going to be a little bit more. 48%. Let's see what else we got here. For some reason, I feel like my oh yeah, field of view is way off. Okay, let's try that. There we go. Much better. 95% torite. We'll take that. %. Yeah, we'll take that one too. That's probably going to wrap up this little mining run here. Yep, 32 out of 32, so that's done. And let's see if we can find our way back to NYX or to Levski. There we go. I almost feel like that FOV is just a little bit too much for. And as much as I like the golem, I think we're going to pull the mole out this time. Okay, let's get the vector indicator off those rocks. There we go. Got to be careful on the Golem here. In this SCM mode, she flies. She moves fast. All right, let's see if we can get a hanger called up here. All right, let's make sure we have we're oriented the correct way here. And we are not. We're going to flip her around here. There we go. And I'm just curious, can we actually repair? Nope. All right. And you guys know the drill here. We're probably going to end up having to store the ship by exiting and coming back in. I imagine we're going to be in a claim. Yep. All right. We'll exit out to the menu so we don't lose our cargo here. Then we'll go and start a refinery job on that, and then we'll pull the mole out, get her outfitted, put a nice paint on her, and then go from there. And let me know how the stream quality is in the comments section or here in chat. I want to make sure you guys are getting a good experience here. And then after we get done doing a mole run, I may try that Vanduul contract just to see what that's like. So what we've done here is we parked the Golem on the tarmac in the hangar. We've exited out because it was in a claim status, and then we're going back in, and we're going to it should be stored, and then we'll run down to the refinery, kick off another refinery job, and then we're going to go outfit a mole and go have some fun in the mole. That'll keep us out in the belt a little bit longer. Oh, she's still there. Yeah, no, not working there. That sucks. And even if I call another ship. So exiting out and coming back in worked last time, but not this time for some reason. All right, let's go ahead and get our mole outfitted. I'm not going to be too worried about this. It is the PTU. And let's go with the Keystone. course, it has been a long time since I've outfitted that particular one, so. That's not good though. That's still sitting there. Let me exit out one more time. Well, let's see if we can get that Golem back in the hangar here. Then after that, we'll run down, we'll grab some more mining gadgets and some modules. Might even grab a store all for our mole, we'll see. You always got to be ready, got to be prepared out there. And I think the cargo center is on level 0 and the refinery is on sub level 3. And then after we do some mining, we'll jock up and get, we'll try out this Vandal contract and see what that entails. Never done it before, obviously, so that'll be interesting. But first I want to go out and do a nice mining run in the mole and see what we can see here. Yeah, still sitting there on the hangar. That sucks. And we're still not going to be able to store it, I'm sure. All right, well, let's run down to the refinery and the cargo center, grab a store all, grab some mining modules, and maybe a max lift. And let me get my mouse adjusted for you guys. There we go, make it a little smoother. Once I get these performance issues worked out on Levski, it's going to be really nice. Nice suit. Okay. Cargo services. Since we're here, let's go ahead and get a tractor and a store all. Oh, that's the commodity. There we go. Cargo shop. All right, so for our store all, I usually just go with this guy right here. We'll buy him. And let's get a max lift while we're at it. Throw that in the backpack. Awesome. All right. And looks like we can buy some ore pods here. Very nice. Grab a Novikov if you need it. Don't know why you would out here because there's nothing out here that requires it yet. And I thought I already had some cruise luxes. Yeah, we do. And we still have 2 Sibiris and 2 Bormaxes. Go ahead and put our max lift up here. All right, let's head down to sub-level 3. So does this checkers board actually work? Okay, down to sub-level 3. We'll grab some more mining passive modules. Maybe a couple of active ones. And then we'll get our mole outfitted and get the heck out of here. All right, so obviously we got to have some Rigers. I'm just spending PTU money, so don't freak out on me, guys. And we got to have some surges and stampedes, of course. Can't ever have too many of those. And some stampedes. And we're going to go with just the default, and I think that's pretty much it. Let me see if we need perhaps some FLTRXLs. Inert material levels. Yeah, we'll buy a couple of those. Like I said, it's PTU money anyway. Who cares? And I don't think I'm going to buy some XTRs today. So that should get us ready to roll. How you liking that Palatino armor? Pretty cool, huh? All right, back through customs here. Back to our hangar. And let's go get our mole called up, get it outfitted, get ready to roll here. And our golem's still sitting out there, poor thing. All right. So for vehicles, Argo Mole. We got our, I think I may switch over though to the Pyrotechnic. There we go. Of course, the Gray Cat's really pretty too. Okay, off to utility. So let's go ahead and on the first one, we're just going to put in a couple of C3s. On the second one, we're going to go with the Stampede and the Surge. And then on the third, for collection, we're going to go with the FLTRXL. And maybe the Focus to help. We already have the Focuses out. So go with 2 of those. All right. So that'll get our inert material down since we can stack these. All right. So that's a pretty good, I guess, flying by the seat of your pants for now until I can start figure out how to switch out mining heads. Maybe it's you got to fly the damn thing back to Pyro or Stanton and do it there and then bring it back. Who knows? I'll figure it out later. They did a really nice job on these hangars, though. Top-notch graphical artist out there at CIG for sure. There's my poor Golem still sitting there. Can't store, can't repair. What's up with that? All right, let's see what kind of appetizing asteroid we can find out there in the belt. See a couple of big ones out there, but nothing too crazy. There she is. There's our beautiful mole. And we do have lights. We must be in a hangar queue. All right, we're going to get a hangar open today or what? Give it another minute here and then we'll all F4 out. There we go. And here we are back out in Levski. Beautiful, isn't it? All right, let's point towards the star. And we'll get the shields off so we can get some speed going here. Get out of the way. Make sure our vector indicator isn't hitting any rocks out there. And we'll put the cruise control on here for a little bit.
See you again one day.
And that, my friends, is NYX. It's beautiful out here for sure.
Have a good one.
All right.
Free to launch.
Let's go ahead and see what we can see here. All 1850s. There's a 5500. Let's go check it out.
There. All set. You're clear to take off.
Man, it looks like we're in that comm bug again, that loop.
You fly safe, okay? You're clear to take off. There. All set.
Now let's see what NYX has in store for us up here.
Good one. Done. Have a good one. Teleski.
All right.
You're clear to take off.
3M types out here.
Hope to see you again one day.
And let's see what we got. And we'll go left to right here. So that's a 6500.
There. All set. There you go. Safe to land.
More Torite, 10,000. And more at 6,300. Okay, well, let's go ahead and give this a shot and see what we can see. All right, we'll get a little nose up on this guy right here. And let's pop down into our mining head and see what we got. None of these are that big, so shouldn't be too big of a problem for us.
Have a good one.
Yeah, let's get our power to the mining head turned on here. Not sure what just happened because I certainly didn't hit the exit.
Oh, good. Welcome. You're clear to take off.
There we go. All right. Huh, says impossible. Does have some resistance to it. We may take a walk to fix that. But maybe not. Oh, man, that stuff jumps on you. Got to keep a real close eye on that laser intensity because she fluctuates quite a bit there. Okay, there we go. That pops the first one. And I think we're going to be outside of... Oh, we're still in optimal. At 100 meters. But not close enough. How about the other one? That one's going to be too far up. Okay, let's go ahead and get into the other mining head over here. You guys thought I was going to bump that one, didn't you? Yeah, which one did we not put the stampede? I think it was on the third one, but let's find out. Yeah, it's complaining about my Golem being stuck on the... All right, here's our two FRL TRXLs. Yeah, where's our Torrid at? There we go. And we're gonna have to nose up a little bit more. Let's go do that. Reposition a little bit.
Hope to see you again one day. Be good.
There we go. That should be just about right. Been a while since I've been out belt mining in the mole, folks, so having to relearn where to put the nose, and now I figure I just remembered that's the spot right there, so we should be good here. There we go. Okay, got a little torite in that one. Let's get this one broken. Okay, we'll float it into the optimal, nice and easy. The instability on this fragment's actually not too bad. All right. Okay. 55% on the torite, so we'll take it. New materials in NYX.
See you again one day.
And we got 2 more rocks to break after this. In this cluster. And that looks like that's it for this rock. So let's go ahead and get positioned on the other ones. And we'll go break that guy and scoop it up.
You're free to launch.
All right. Let's this was the other bigger one over here, I believe. We got some Bexlite and Torite in this one. So not a bad rock. Then this was a smaller one. This was at 6,300. That one's at 10,000. So still not a problem for us. All right, let's get this one broken. Then I may alt F4 out to make that guy shut up. So saying impossible on this one, huh? All right, we're gonna go ahead and alt F4 out real quick. And then we'll hop back into the PTU and see if we can get this rock to break. That it says is impossible. All right, let's hop back in, see if we can get this working. There we go. Getting a little bit of delay on the mining mode. This tells me the PTU is not working too well at the moment. Make sure we're in the correct mode here. Yeah, it looks like we are. All right, let's hop back down there and see what we can see. All right. So it says impossible. Let's see if it is. 70% resistance though. Huh. That's pretty funny. Well, let's go fix that problem. Because she's not budging at the moment. No charge level at all. Not surprising. All right. Of course, before doing that, before hopping out, I could try throwing a stampede and a surge at it. Why not? Let's do that and see what happens. But if that doesn't get me what I want, I'll go throw a beer on it. All right. Oh, this is the wrong side. We need to be on the left. There we go. Yeah, that solves that problem. We'll break it like that. And there she goes. Didn't even have to get out of the mole that time. Yeah, Bexlite and Torite. Let's get that power level down just a little bit. There we go. She'll break nice and easy. We'll get the power level down a little further just to get out of that overcharge. Bleed off a little bit. All right, there she goes. We'll have to reposition. To at least get some of these. Let's see what we got here. This was all Torite and Bexlite, so we should be good here. Okay, we'll break this one next. Okay, we'll bleed off some of that overcharge and then we'll get back into the optimal here. Now the scans are slowing down a little bit. All right, let's get this big boy done. And that is a beautiful shot of the NYX portion of the universe here. Keeping the laser intensity down for this one, we don't need it all. All right, all Bexlite and Torite on that one. That one too. High quality stuff out here. All right, let's get this one done next. That scan finally came through. Takes its time, doesn't it? Having to dump a little bit more power into this one. There we go. Nice. Let's back off that power just a little bit. All right, we can just start scooping right away. That was a nice shard. Grab it all. It's either Bexlite or Torite, one or the other. Okay, we brought the power level up on that one a little bit. This one's 51% inert, so I'm curious to see how this breaks out for us. I'll go climb into the other mining head since we have 2 filtration modules on that one, specifically for inert. So if we need to, that's what we'll do. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to need to, and we need to reposition anyway. We're going to nose up a little bit. So we'll increase the pitch angle on the mole just to get a little bit better position on these rocks, and then we'll head over to the other mining head where I have all that filtration on that particular one. All right, let's get the nose up here. A little bit more, there we go. And let's go drop into the other mining head, and with the inert filtration on it, scoop this up, and then we'll head back to the barn and hope we can not lose our run here. Actually, let's yep, all Torite and Bexlite on that one. Torite and Bexlite on that one as well. And then we get to use our filtration on these right here. And that'll take us back with 55 SCU of Torite. And that's about as perfect as it gets right there. Very little inert on board, very little anything. So that was a good run on materials. Which bodes well for the mining community. I think we're gonna have a good time out here. All right, back to Levski, and we'll get a drink. Okay, let's get into the right SCM mode here. And off we go. Back to left, maybe. Too close now, huh? All right. And back to the barn we go. And I think we're going to go ahead and call it a night after this one. I'm going to play around with trying to get this thing stored, but I'm not going to make you guys suffer through that. But they did a really nice job out here. This is a beautiful portion. I thought Yale was my favorite place in terms of asteroid belts, but nope, this one definitely takes the cake. It's beautiful out here. Goes a wolf. He's out flying around out here. Not quite close enough yet to get a hanger. Actually can't get a hanger at all right now. May try something different here. Let's see if we can find a pad. And let's go ahead and put let's do this. Something just a little different this time. Okay. We have a max lift on board, right? We'll just detach these ore pods, throw them in the cargo lift, send them on down. And then if we end up having to claim the ship, at least we don't lose the stuff. That'll be one workaround for us. All right, I think that is the last one. Okay, let's make sure we got everything positioned properly on our freight elevator here, which we did not. There we go. Yep, and let's send those down. And since we can't seem to get a hanger, we'll just walk on down to the elevator here. There goes a whole C. So cool. I was gonna say, that guy's not walking around without a helmet on, right? And why walk when you can float on over? There we go. Then we'll just hit the airlock here. Not sure who the party invite's from. Or why. Probably accidental. Okay, let's head down to the refinery and see if our workaround's gonna work for us. All right, let's see if we can do a refinery job here. Look at that. Perfect. Vexilite, torite. And that is how I'm going to get around this little bug. I'm just going to take the bags off, put them in the cargo elevator, send them down, and then claim the ship. And call it a day. All right, get a quote. Confirm. There we go. Now we got it. Did it say that the Golem still had stuff on it? Let's look. No, 0. Okay. Then we can go to the ore sales. And we'll direct sell the junk. Sell the refinery. Got it. That'll pay for my gas. And that, my friends, is how we're going to make mining work in Levski. So I want to thank all of you for joining tonight. It was great having everybody on. Thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up on the live stream if you don't mind. And do me a favor and check out the YouTube channel if you like what I got. Please subscribe and smash that bell. And we will see you out in the verse again soon. Thanks for watching.
I left the hood, I said I would. If they could, they probably should. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left man of them mad. Gone. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. Nah, if they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man pad. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would.
I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad. I was caught up in a situation, could have gone real bad. I dipped, took a long vacation, no doubt left none of them mad. I left the hood, I said I would, so I'ma get mine and I won't feel bad. If they could, they probably should, but most man end up in a two-man bad.
Left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. I ain't coming back. If they could, they probably should. Oh yeah. I left the hood, I said I would. I left the hood, I said I would. Left the hood, I said I would.